Ahoy hoy, and welcome to another Pancast movie review. This time it's for The Hitman'S Bodyguard. Ryan Reynolds stars as Ryan Reynolds, and Samuel L. Jackson stars as Samuel L. Jackson. Gary Oldman also plays the big baddie. You would class this as a run-of-the-mill action buddy movie with Samuel L. Jackson doing what Samuel L. Jackson does, which is saying mother effer a lot, and Ryan Reynolds doing the Deadpool thing without the Deadpool costume on. Saying that, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie. It's a little bit like, it felt a little bit like it does with Tom Cruise and American Made. It's like they both had 6 weeks left, or 6 weeks to be able to shoot a movie, or 5-6 weeks, so they went and shot this movie. And again, that's not being disrespectful to the movie. They've got a fantastic chemistry, the two of them. The strange thing that I thought about was every time I saw Samuel L. Jackson in the movie, I could picture Bruce Willis doing that role if it was a switched-on Bruce Willis. If it wasn't the Bruce Willis that just comes along for the paycheck, if it was Bruce Willis, doing his thing, you could see that would be a role that Bruce Willis would be perfect for. Again, I like Ryan Reynolds. I'm not a massive fan of Ryan Reynolds. I have to say, when I watched Deadpool, really loved it the first time. The more and more times you watch it afterwards, it does tend to get a little bit tiring with the quick, the witty and the snappy dialogue. This did get a little bit like that because it's Ryan Reynolds doing his thing. It's a generic story. It's not anything that's going to win anything for originality. I will say about Gary Oldman, I didn't realise when I went in to see the movie that Gary Oldman was in the movie, and when he first appears as this Belarus leader that's been admitted for crimes, political crimes and things, I looked at it and I thought, my God, that looks like Gary Oldman. And it wasn't until the following scene that I saw him, oh, it is Gary Oldman. But the one thing about Gary Oldman, and I said this to my wife as we came out of the cinema, is that it doesn't matter whether it's a generic action movie that, there are hundreds like them. Gary Oldman always brings his A game. It doesn't matter what kind of movie it is, whether he's playing Churchill, whether he's in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, whether it's Dracula. He owns it. He is always 100%, and he was like that in this. He played a generic sort of Eastern European bad guy, but I was just struck with the fact that he didn't do it over the top until it was called for, and then when he does, he is gloriously over the top, as Gary Oldman can be. I did enjoy the movie. I came out of the movie really thinking that it was better than I thought it was going to be. It probably sounds, just with what I've been saying, that I'm being down on the movie, but I'm not. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I came out of the movie thinking to myself that was better than I thought it was going to be, because it hasn't pulled up a lot of trees. It hasn't had fantastic reviews. It's been number one in America, I think, in the box office for the last 3 weeks, but that's only because there's been absolutely nothing out. I'm pretty sure when it comes out next week, I think, it won't be number one that week. I'm sounding like I'm really down on the movie, and I'm not really down on the movie. I thought it was really good. I'm going to give it 3 toes up, which obviously is a recommendation. I do think it's one of those movies that, as soon as it's a bit like a Chinese meal, that as soon as you've finished it an hour later, you sort of would want to go and see something again, because it's not particularly memorable. A lot of the stuff that is really, really funny is in the trailers. But overall, and again, it sounds like I'm having to go at the movie. I'm not. I enjoyed it. Excuse me. I think it's one of those movies that it's a perfect Friday night movie. Grab your popcorn, check your brain at the door, because there's nothing. And the other thing I will say, it was weird how they went from London, I think it was they in London or Manchester, I can't remember now, and then they drove through Coventry. I can't quite understand why, if you're going to go anywhere, you would decide to drive through Coventry. I think it's one of those things that the Americans, when they're making a film, like if, as you've seen when they're travelling through London, they think we can film this bit and film that bit, and they're like 3-4 miles apart, but somebody is running from one bit to another bit, it cuts to another bit. I find that, obviously coming from England, I find that a little bit weird that they're driving from wherever it is, and then all of a sudden they're going through Coventry. Didn't sort of make any sense. But I might have missed something on that, I don't know. But what do you think? Are you a fan of the quippy Ryan Reynolds and the mother effing Samuel L. Jackson? I love Samuel L. Jackson. I think he's fantastic. God, it really sounds like a negative review, and it wasn't a negative review. It definitely wasn't the worst film I've seen over the last few weeks. Anyway, so 3 toes up for me. Please let us know what you think in the comments below. Come and subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification button. And when you do, that means that you'll get notified next time we release another video. So thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Thank you again.